Hello, beautiful people. Hello, sewmates. How are you all doing? I trust everything is in perfect condition. Here in this video, we'll be making a bustier blouse. I'll be teaching you how to make a bustier blouse. Now, to make a bustier blouse, I will be working with this pattern paper. I fold the pattern with my bust measurement plus my nipple to nipple. If my bust is 40, my nipple to nipple 8, I'm going to divide my nipple to nipple by 2 to get 4. So that bust of 40, I'll be adding my nipple to it. So it now becomes 40 divided by 4 plus 4 to 5 inches seam allowance plus my nipple to nipple again. You get it? 40 is my bust measurement, which is the biggest part of my body. So 40 divided by 4. I'm dividing by 4 because I have to fold my fabric into 4 places. So 40 divided by 4 is 10. 10 plus 4 to 5 inches seam allowance will give you about 15. Then you add your nipple to nipple. Of course, every nipple to nipple must be divided by 2. So if my nipple to nipple is 8 divided by 2, I'll get 4. So that's 10 plus seam allowance of 5 to 6 inches or 4 to 5 inches will give me 14 plus 4, which is the nipple to nipple, will give me 18. That's how to fold your fabric. So when you get your results, you fold your fabric into 2 halves with the result you get. Assuming you get 14, fold your fabric with 14, and then from that 14 again, fold out that nipple to nipple, just like what you are seeing on this video. Fold out that nipple to nipple from your result, from your total result. I've done so, and now I'm marking out my necessary lines. I have my different lines there. I'm going to label them for you to see. In the lines I've marked so far, I have my starting point, my chest line, bust point, under bust, half length, and seam allowance. Okay, that's the same format you'll be using to make this bustier blouse if you are doing this. Next, on the top, at the top close edge, I'm going to mark 1 inch at that top close edge. You can see it just like this. I'll mark out 1 inch there, and then I'll go down to the under bust. At the under bust, I'm going to mark 1.5 inch. All right, and then at the half length, I can bring down that 1.5 inch, or I can mark 1.25 depending. So I'll mark it and then connect. I also need to mark at my bust point. I also need to go up by half inch at the bust point. So I'll be doing that now. I'll go up at the bust point with half an inch, just like this. So having done so, I'm going to connect all the measurements I marked out. If you don't have a curve ruler, you can use your free hand to do it. So from the bust point, you connect it down to the under bust, and from there you take it down to the half length. Just follow this procedure I'm using. You come out with a good result, definitely. So I'm done marking. I can then curve that bust area, curve it so that it's not going, it won't be pointed, and then I'll cut it out. But before that, I need to take my shoulder measurement. You can cut out before taking your shoulder measurement, or you can do it the same way I'm doing mine. So on the starting point, I'm taking my shoulder measurement. I'll mark whatever I have for my shoulder. I'll mark it out, and then the next one now is my bust measurement. On the chest line, I'll take my bust measurement, and then on the waist, I'll take my on the half length, I'll take my waist measurement, and then on the yeah, and then on the under bust, I'll take my under bust circumference measurement. That's how I'll do it, and then I'll connect all what I've marked out. Having done all that, as you can see it, I'll cut it out now. Please, if you are not too conversant with what we have here, I'll be posting some links on similar videos so you can still check them, because I lost some clips. I'm so sorry about that. I lost some clips. I couldn't find them. So if you don't really understand what we have here, check the links below. You'll see other videos we worked on, and then for more clarification you can check those videos. All right, so I'm cutting out what I've sketched. So here's what we have. We're done cutting the front part of this bustier. Here's what we have. This is the center part, and then we also have the two sides. So this is all for the front part, and I think this method is so easy and straightforward. So this is the front of our bustier. So with what I have here now, I'm going to split out this pattern because I want a kind of combo on my work. So you can see how I marked it. You can do it anyhow you want. So I just sketched out some lines. I'm going to split them out. And then with these lines, as you can see, I've splitted this center part. I splitted this into two because I want to make a combination of fabric. So I'll be working with this fabric. This is the fabric I would like to work with, and this black one too. So I'm combining the two together, and that is how I'll also use it in the pattern. I'll be combining the fabrics. You can see what I have here. One side of it is black and the other side is purple. So I'll be joining the two fabrics together. I'll join it with 1/4 inch together. It's going to be like this. So this is for the center part. I'll repeat same thing for the two sides. I'll be mixing up the fabrics. Okay, we'll be cutting out for the back part of the blouse. This is the fabric I'm using for the back part. So I'll be starting it as usual with my starting point, and I'll also mark my shoulder line. From there, I'm marking out my chest line. Okay, that's my starting point. I'll mark out the starting point. and this is my chest line of 9 inches. So I'll connect it. So I haven't connected my chest line. This is my chest line. I have also to mark my zip allowance, which is what I'm doing now. I'm marking out the zip allowance of 1.5 or 2 inches. Remember to include it when you are folding your fabric for the back part. So that's my zip allowance. So I've connected my zip allowance. Next, I'm going to mark my bust measurement. I've done that. Mark it on the chest line, and I'll also mark my half length. At the half length, I'll take my waist measurement. So I'm marking out my waist measurements now. All what I'm doing here, I'm rushing it because I have numerous videos on this. So if you don't understand this, or if you're a new timer, if you don't understand this, feel free to go through our other videos. You still see similar things. We've worked on this on series of occasions, so you can still check them if you don't understand this particular video, because I'm just being fast since I've already made a series of videos like this. All right, I'm taking my armhole now. Mark out my armhole, my neck as well. So here's what we have for the back part. I've cut it out already, and I also cut out the lining for it. Remember I told you I'll be making a fabric combo. So I have the black part and the purple. I separated them differently. And now this is our front. I used bias strips to design it. You can see it. I sewed it up with bias. So this is just how I want to beautify it. I also ironed gum stay to the fabric. As you can see it, I ironed gum stay, medium gum stay to it. Alright, so I'll be using this pad. I want to make my bustier. I'll be using this pad to make it. I have a video on this in my previous videos. I'll post it for you to see in the link below on how to cut a bustier or how to cut a breast pad. You see it in my previous videos. So I'll cut out the part for the front part. Now I'll sew the parts. I'll join the parts together with my fabric, after which I can shape it. Okay, I'll join them for now, then after joining I will now shape the parts. I've joined the parts, you can see them. I've joined the breast parts to the fabric. The next thing to do now is to shape it. I'm going to shape it by the sides. You can see how I'm marking it. I'll just shape it from there. I'll do so for the other side and the center part as well. So you just need to shape it. The part shouldn't exceed a width of 5 to 6 inches seam allowance. So give it a nice shape. I'll also shape for the center part. I'm going to cut off some part of the center, just the way I'm doing it. I'll mark it for you to see. You can see, because the center part is meant to be open, but while doing my bustier, I don't necessarily open it completely. I just give it the shape as you can see in this video. On both ends, the upper and the lower end, I'll just shape it up. So that's how I do mine. So this is what I'll have. But if you want to separate it, if you want to cut it open, it's still up to you. So I'll shape the remaining part, the remaining side as well. And then the next thing is to join. I'll be joining the three uh, uh, fabrics together. I've joined them, as you can see it. I've joined everything together. Join it with 1/2 inch and then notch it. So I'm notching it. The next thing I'll do now is to shape my neckline. I need to shape my neckline to my desired to the desired neckline I want. So I'll fold the fabric into two and then measure my neck width and my neck length. So guys, I've cut out my neck length and width. It depends on what you want. I used a width of 4 inches and a length of 3 inches. So it's up to you to know how you want yours to be. I also like to add a little design to my neckline. That's what I'll do now. So I'm done with my neckline. You can see what I have there. All right. So next I'll be turning up with my lining. Here's my lining. The same thing I did for the main fabric, I'll do it for my lining before joining both together. I've joined my lining. I'll be attaching it to the fabric. As you can see, place the right side to the right side, and I will attach from the neck line. I'll join it together from the neckline. I'll stitch it, notch, and then top stitch. I've done that. You can see it. I've joined my lining and my main fabric together. You can see what I have. So here's the inner part, and this is the main part. Okay. To the back part now, I'll join the two sides together, and these other two sides, I'll join them together. I've joined it. I'll repeat same thing for the other half, and then I'll also cut out my lining exactly the same way I have it on the main fabric. I'll cut out the lining and repeat same thing on the lining. I'll fold my fabric into two and mark my neck line. I've not marked out the neckline measurement, so that's what I've done now. Mark out my neck. The same neck width you use for your front is what you use for the back, but the length varies. The length is according to your choice. Like what I have here, I use 3 inches for my neck length. Okay, so I'll cut it out now. Here's what I have. Cut out the neckline. So here's what I have. Remember, everything I'm doing here, I'll do it also for my lining. This is my lining. I also used gum stay on my lining. So I'm going to sew it up. I'm going to stitch it up together with the lining, the main fabric and the lining. And I will do so from my neckline area. I've joined it, you can see. I've joined the lining and the main fabric. So next is to join the front and the back fabric together. Right, I'll join it from the shoulder area. So the two shoulders, I'll join it right side facing right side, and then lining facing the lining. I'll join together from the shoulder. I've joined it, you can see it. So everything is inside, the seam and everything is inside. So I've joined the two shoulders. The next thing is to shape my fabric. I've shaped my fabric and I've joined them together. Please, if you are new here, what we are doing here might be very strange for you. You may find it very difficult. So I would advise you check our link below. There's other videos similar to this one that is more explicit. You can check them, you understand those ones better. I'm doing this one not for the newcomers or first timers. I'm doing it for my old students. Okay, so don't feel bad if you don't understand what we are doing here. Just check the link below. You'll still see other videos, or even check our channel. You see more videos there. Thank you. So I've joined everything, and then I'm going to attach my peplum now. So it's time to make the peplum. This is my peplum. I want it to be a two-step peplum, the black and the purple, as you can see there. I'll also cut out my lining, and then I'll iron gum stay to the lining. I'll sew up the peplum and fix my sleeve. Here's our end result. I hope you enjoyed this work. Bye bye.